Hey everybody, welcome back. So the block has been painted, looks great. Still having some trouble with that footage. Might be able to get it out to you. We'll see what happens. But today, now we are going to wet sand the portion of the block that attaches to the head. There is some good pitting and just material that is left on there. So without sending it to machine shop where it's going to cost me $400, $500, $600, who knows, what we're going to do is take some really fine sandpaper on a block and just slowly go in circles around this whole thing just to smooth it out the best that we can without removing material off of it besides just the organic material. Nothing hopefully from the top head itself. So that's what's going on today. Luckily I don't have to do this completely on my back. And yeah, so here we go. You know, I just turned that on.
You turned that on?
Your music.
No, that sounds terrible.
Your music. All right, friends. So one of the big tricks here is you constantly want to keep the sandpaper wet. This just allows it to keep movement so that you're not doing too much friction on the head itself. Now, this little aluminum piece here was machined. It's specifically designed pretty much for a head to do this job, so that way it goes across the entire surface. It is, just go around, and that way I'm getting here and here without it being uneven. That's the whole trick here. I think you can get these online somewhere. If not, I'm not really sure what to say. Luckily, my friend's a machinist, so he had one of these. So I'm gonna go play his music again. He's getting grumpy. Made yourself. Can you buy them?
I had that made when I made it. Can you buy a block? Yes.
Yeah. No, impossible. Just want to make sure I'm giving the good people of YouTube the right information. All right, so we've already done one pass on the head, and it's looking better, but we still have a lot of these like pitting marks in here. There's kind of pretty good evidence that we think this might have had a head gasket leak or maybe glue. This is corrosion. So not quite where I want it. We're gonna do a couple more passes. When I say we are, I am, of course, with Hayden's guidance, and go from there. So again, these blocks apparently you can get online somewhere. Just look for like a machining block for wet sanding a head, right? And a little bit of sandpaper. This is what we're using right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and use probably one or two more on the top of here just to get this as perfect as possible. And then maybe today, maybe not, we're gonna flip it over and do the bearings and the main caps and all that kind of good stuff. So here we go. So I'm gonna flip it back around and keep going. And then of course, you'll see it later on, but there's water that is getting in here from doing all this work. We're gonna blow it out. You don't want anything like that to sit in here, even if it's overnight, that could rust. So we're gonna blow this out afterwards, get a little bit of oil, put it in there, give it a couple rotations just to mix it back around, make sure it's well lubricated. So. I didn't do well enough. I should as we were kind of looking at this, these have these little dowels, those little like holes basically, and that is on the connecting rod as well. So that way you have to line these up, right? You can't put them on backwards. So that's nice little trick that we learned, and not trick, but something that we found out today. Easier, you know?
So if you lift that up, you'll feel it break the seal a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go straight up with her. Duh.
Good motor, fantastic motor. All right, friends, so from this point, I'm gonna continue just wiping everything down with a microfiber towel.
Get it?
Yeah.
Microfibers.
Give out. And then, yeah, go through, clean this up. If you get some of these, make sure you get the lint-free ones. Other than that, just go through and clean and, just wipe down everything. Wipe down everything, make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure you don't have any dog hair on it, because I get dog hair everywhere with my retrievers. Everything's laid out, right? And we're just gonna keep going here, so.
And don't let anybody use an angle grinder next to you when you're doing this.
Okay, how do I want to start this?
Say, hello, my name's Russell.
Front.
Yep.
Let's
So the front
name.
one's different, and then
Okay.
the rest of them are the same. So, all you do, line that little tang up, and just push her down in, and then you're just going to push on both sides, so even it out, so it's roughly side to side. When we drop this down in, it will, the top cap will push this
Yeah.
where it needs to. The two shells, they'll crush into each other, and they like squish into the size of this. So don't have to be perfect.
All right, friends, here we go. Bearings are going in. Bearings are in.
You don't want to scratch a bearing, but we just want to get some assembly lube on here. And like I said, we don't want to get it down in these threads, okay?
Okay.
Because we're going to use motor oil there.
Right.
Put a string through that thing. Go. Then don't get it down that hole. Remember, we don't want to get it on the threads.
Right.
And then tang to tang. It will pinch. So this right here, it's a pinch fit. So when you tighten the bolts and suck that. So you have to wiggle it down, right? So
Remember now. So we got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So these go into a blind hold.
Pause it and then we can go right back to it. Yeah, just because I want to be a little informational. Okay, so when you're doing the main caps, the sequence that that comes from Lexus, Toyota, OEM, blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just keep going out. You start in the middle, go out, but you want these, the end, or the rear of the motor, to be the last ones that you do. Now, we're gonna do as Toyota says, so that's what's recommended. And then it's 33 pounds. You torque it down first after you slowly sink them all down into place, which you already saw. Then 33 pounds with the torque wrench. Foot pounds. What was I saying? 33 foot-pounds of. Anyway, 33 foot-pounds, and then you do 90. And on that note, back to the music. So we're gonna, since the crank's in this position where number 1 and number 6 are a little higher up, then you have 3 and 4, which are also higher up. We're going to tackle those ones first and then bring the crank around to get to 2 and 5. So we just labeled here number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way you don't get it confused as we're doing that. So little pro tip for you.
Pro tip.
Right on your table, and then you'll never forget. That's Larry the table.
So I'll do this one.
All right, everyone, the time has come. We're gonna do the connecting rod bolts now. We're gonna torque them down. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. So, service manual says
22 foot-pounds plus 90.
22 foot-pounds plus.
And then
Yeah, it's easy.
didn't take it out.
As we're spinning this around to make it look nice and good.
So yeah, we have the pistons all connected now, right? So now
Right.
we're moving the rings and stuff. We oiled the rings earlier, but
Yeah.
this isn't any more difficult or any easier than it was when we started.
Yes.
Good sign.
That's very good. Yeah.
So, there's nothing like catching or binding. You should be able to move this by hand. If you can't move this by hand, it's a big problem.
Right.
There's something wrong. But we didn't do any machining, we didn't change anything, we just put standard bearings in it. None of the bearings are trash, the crank looked pretty good, so.
Good.
That's that.
That's that. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna remember to do the outro this time. Sorry, I forgot it like the last 3 times. So stay tuned for the next one. I guess that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the normal kind of stuff. Hayden, any parting words?
Oh, I don't have anything more to say.
Then have a good night.